Hello everyone, my name is Danny and I thank you for watching my channel. Now I'm going to be talking about the Sideshow Taskmaster Premium format. They just recently released, and I've had this piece for about 3 weeks now. And the first one arrived with some broken parts, so I reached out to Sideshow and they were good enough to send me a replacement. One of the reasons I like shopping from them is their customer service is really, really good, and I can always get a hold of somebody, so that's always a nice plus. But enough about that. Let's get right into this statue. This is the art box it came in. Stylized photo of the statue in the front with some neon around it. Looks good. And then the back of it is the Taskmaster shield and his son. So let's get right into this statue. Now, Taskmaster is one of the villains from Marvel. He's a primary villain to Black Widow and Captain America. Not the movie. The movie, they decided to gender swap him, and they didn't do a good job. Didn't give him any presents or her any presents, and was a big fail in my opinion, but that's for another conversation. This is the exclusive, which has that switch out portrait, which is more like robotic, and it is also really, really cool. But the regular portrait looks better because it contrasts better with the colors on the rest of the costume. So let's get right to it. This came with a very small base. It's metal, right? It's metallic finish with some reds around it, some nice textures and designs on it, but not overly complicated. Very simple but effective. It works. It looks good. I love the red on it. It really complements the rest of the piece. So as we move up, we see these boots. They're white with a lot of weathering, so they look dirty. That dirty effect is present throughout the entire statue, and it looks good. It looks believable. So I'll give you a closer look at these. Again, good folds, nice color, good texture work. This was sculpted by Martin Canali. He's one of the older sculptors at Sideshow, and he's done some great statues, including the upcoming Captain America and also the amazing Cable that was released last. So he's known for making bulkier characters with a lot of presence, and this is no different. It's bulky, has a ton of presence. The only downside to this is really the assembly was very difficult, because when you have the mixed media, the cape, that was a chore to put on. The hood is a chore to put on and stylize. And also the magnet on the shield doesn't seem to be that strong. So if you move this around a little bit, maybe that cape with the wire can get in the way of it and maybe damage it. And it's also very deep. So displaying him is a bit of a chore. But that doesn't take away from the fact that it's a really well sculpted statue with some great presence. So as we continue to move up, you have his blue tights. Again, very muscular. He looks great, very athletic. Good sculpt, good paint work, good fold, good shading. So it looks great. The shading is done just well, so you can see all the musculature. You see the leather straps around here that hold this holster. There's a gun behind this cape. If I can show you, let me turn it around. The cape is made of some leather. Looks like leather. Again, that same off-white dirty effect is present throughout. And then the inside of the cape is this velvet red. It looks great. I don't think I've seen a cape made like this. It's really well made. And I don't know. I like the mixed media capes. They're not as cumbersome. But here we go. There's what you see behind it. The holster, the gun, more pouches. And then you have, of course, his quiver, which looks really good. It's got a ton of detail. But it's covered up by this cape because it goes, under it. So as we continue to move up, here's his undies, same off-white, dirty effect as the rest of them. Taskmaster buckle, looks great. Pouches look good. The leather looks great. Here's your strap. It looks really good. That goes to the back, and it's how the quiver gets strapped on. At least that's what it looks like. So the quivers have this, or the arrows have this bronze sheen to them. Looks really good. A highlight. But again, they're in the bag. You're not going to see them, which is a shame because they're really well done. And here's the Taskmaster shield. Well done. Good color, good texture. Some weathering effect. Looks great. Then you have his bow right there. I like the way they did this. The straps look great. They look believable. Again, the colors on this are great. The blues. I want to call these copper, right? There's some good shading on these. Good musculature. Great textures. Just a good sculpt. He looks menacing. He looks bulky. He looks athletic. And then, again, look at the glove here. Look at the work on this. The coloring, shading, it just looks good. It looks weathered. It looks great. The sword is big and it's sculpted. It's okay. I wish they had more detail on this sword. It's big and flat, but it looks good. It's well painted. Again, I wish there was a little more detail to it, and I wish it wasn't as deep. It's just such a deep piece. It's a challenge to put together. As we move up, we're going to go right to the regular portrait, and it looks great. It looks great. The eyes look really good. Good texture, good sculpt, a lot of detail throughout. If you had the hood off, you can see that they went above and beyond for something you're not going to see. But the portraits are awesome, really good. This is the regular. This is the one I'm going to go with because I like the white, how it contrasts the rest of the statue. So there you have it. My pros to this, it's an awesome statue with a lot of presence, great paint, great sculpt. The switch out is a nice, it's a nice one to have. The portrait is good, but changing it or switching it out, you got to remove the hood, put this in it. It's a little bit of a chore, so I'm not going to be changing it often because then you risk breaking them, and you break these, you're going to cry because they're so expensive. But putting it together was a problem. So that would be my biggest con with this. And also, it's just so deep, it's hard to display. So great design, great sculpt, great paint work. The engineering could have been better because putting it together is a problem. But once it's together, it's going to look great with your collection. I have them in that corner right there because that's the only place I have that's deep enough to display him. And he's next to these behemoths, and he more than holds his own. So it's a really nice statue. If you can pick it up, do so. The exclusive was only 750 pieces worldwide, and the regular was, I think, 1,500. One that really flew under the radar because the movie didn't help it at all. But really nice statue by a great sculptor. And another one that Sideshow did a great job on. Really happy to have this in hand. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Take care.